episode of Trojan Poetry. This week, John picked the poem, Two Trees by Don Paterson, and I'm going to read it.
And he's never read it, so if he stumbles...
I've never seen this before,
No.
so it's all John's fault. So here we go. Two Trees by Don Paterson. One morning, Don Miguel got out of bed with one idea rooted in his head: to graft his orange to his lemon tree. It took him the whole day to work them free, lay open their sides, and lash them tight. For 12 months, from the shame or from the fright, they put forth nothing. But one day there appeared two lights in the dark leaves. Over the years, the limbs would get themselves so tangled up, each bough looked like it gave a double crop. And not one kid in the village didn't know the magic tree in Miguel's patio. The man who bought the house had had no dream, so who can say what dark malicious whim led him to take his axe and split the bole along its fused seam and then dig two holes. And no, they did not die from solitude, nor did their branches bear a sterile fruit, nor did their unhealed flanks weep every spring for those 4 yards that lost them everything. As each strained in on its shackled roots to face the other's empty, intricate embrace. They were trees, and trees don't weep or ache or shout, and trees are all this poem is about. All right, so a little information on Don Paterson. He wrote this poem in 2007, and he was born in Scotland in 1963.
Which makes a big difference.
Which makes a big difference, it does. Well, you know, to be honest with you, as I started reading it out loud and you hear the rhyminess, it did remind me of almost like a limerick or something, you know? I mean, it's an old-timey little poem about old Don Miguel and his quest to graft an orange to a lemon tree, which I don't know why. So,
hey, that'd be a cool tree.
Yeah, so he wanted
like
orange
that.
lemonade or lemon orangeade, and he felt the need to graft the two trees together. And when I was reading it, I was like, so he's going to take an orange and like fasten it to the tree? What's the point of that? But then I realized he was having them grow together,
Right.
and he lashed them tight, and then it was a magical tree, right? Everyone knew about it, but for some reason, some guy came and chopped it in half. And then there's all these negatives, right? No, they did not die, nor did their branches bear a sterile fruit, nor did their unhealed flanks weep.
But they're actually positive, right? I mean, they're...
Right, so they didn't do any of those things. So it's almost like this guy wanted that to happen, this guy who chopped it in half. They were trees, and trees don't weep or ache or shout. And I know it seems like there should be some kind of message that you walk away with, almost like a fable, right? That you should walk away with. So what do you think that message is, John? What's your take?
I think that it is actually undercut. You want a message, but at the very end, they were trees, and trees don't weep or ache or shout, and trees are all this poem is about. It's like he totally sets up this kind of fable, fairy tale, dreams and stuff, and then he's like, nope, just about trees.
Right.
Completely unromanticizes it
Yeah.
after 2 stanzas of romanticization
Right.
of it. He's like, oh, no.
Yeah, it reminds me of the beginning of Huck Finn, where Mark Twain puts in his little caveat: anyone who looks for a meaning in this text will be shot.
Yeah.
Right? So he's kind of throwing that in there. Well, it's just a poem about a tree. You know?
Right, and trees don't feel.
So the end.
Right, because it is so much personification, or like not personification. Like it negates the personification in those lines there towards in the second
They're just
stanza.
two trees growing separately now. You know?
And you can graft them, and that's one thing, or you can take them apart, and they still grow, and that's another thing. It's just nature.
And they're still trees, no matter what, right?
Yeah,
They still do the
and
same
you can't
thing.
read anything more into it.
Well, I will. How about
It's like
that?
an anti-poem.
Yeah, right. I almost wonder, you know, I thought magical realism the whole way through, and I wonder if he picked Don Miguel as his person to kind of throw that magical realism, you know, realistic feeling in there.
Yeah. And it's from a dream, right? He has a dream, and he wakes up, he's like, I should put these two trees together.
Let's
and you're
do
like,
it.
whoa, like, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's a magic tree on his patio. So definitely there's a huge difference between the two stanzas, right? The first one is Don Miguel, and everything is positive and wonder and dreams, and then the second one is, you know, this executioner type
Like
of guy.
realism.
Yeah, his dark malicious whim, and he's got an axe, and he comes out.
Well, he had no dark malicious one, right? Nobody knows why.
Yeah,
Like,
who can say? He just felt
He didn't
like...
have a dream. He's just like, I should chop those in half and put them.
Yeah, just like Don Miguel was like, I should graft
Yeah.
an orange lemonade
Yeah.
tree, you know, orange lemon tree. I don't. It's so simplistic, but yet it seems to me. Also, the interesting thing up here, the darkness and light. You know, a simple image, but one day there appeared two lights in the dark leaves.
I think that's an orange and a lemon.
Yeah, each
right?
bough looked like it gave a double crop, right? So there's this sense of wonder and light.
Right,
But
and
then
things are
down here,
growing,
yeah, he has a
right.
dark malicious whim, like we just talked about, and
No, he does. We don't
or
know if he had a dark
he
malicious,
maybe
right.
did, you know. So, but yet, it's okay, right? The trees
Right.
are still going to grow.
Right.
Everything is all right.
But then you think, yeah, but they're not together, right? There's like this cool thing where the orange and the lemon come together and they're like intertwined, and you're like, wow, it's like, you know, two people in love, and then they get split, and now they're going to miss each other. And he's like, no, they don't miss each other. They're just trees.
It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's a synthesis, and then he tears them apart, but
Yeah.
it's okay, right?
So it's like, I don't know, it's like a funny, like, I'm going to tease you with this symbolism.
Yeah,
And then at
and-
the end, I'm going to yank it out.
Right. There's no Aesop's, message, and
Just
don't
a
cry
tree.
over spilled milk or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
It almost reminds, it's like a Shel Silverstein kind of an ending there, you know?
Right.
Trees are all this poem's about.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
Let's go write another limerick.
So I guess my question is, like, do you agree? Like, is this like a anti-romantic trick, right? Because there's so much kind of romantic stuff, and then all of a sudden, no realism, it's,
Yeah.
it's just nature.
Yeah, there's no happily
No.
ever after Disney kind of ending there, right?
All right, so keep talking about that. All right, thanks for watching. Please join the conversation in the comments on YouTube or on Twitter at Trojan Poetry DGN. Also, check out our website at trojanpoetrydgn.blogspot.com.